Okay, so in these hyper-partisan times we live in, I feel like a video like this requires a couple of disclaimers. First off, not a Trump supporter, not even a conservative. I've been a liberal most of my life. It wasn't up until very recently that I started looking around at the world, at what the left has been doing, and I'm going like, the fuck? Second, I am a Latino immigrant. According to some Government of Canada website, I am part of a visible minority, and I know that I look white enough, but I am a minority nevertheless, so keep that in mind. Alright, so the election is finally over. This shit show we've been following for the last, I'm gonna say 18 months, is finally over. Trump, to the shock of many, won. It's pretty shocking because he said some pretty outrageous things that I think would probably have ended most other politicians' careers, and it's kind of amazing how little of a fuck he gave. Of course, people were predicting the worst fucking tragedy if Trump would have won. The impression I got from reading some of the tweets and the shit that people have been posting everywhere, you would think that a Trump election would mean you'd have to stock up on canned goods, buy some guns, and start enjoying the taste of your own piss because of this Trump win. And the main concern I've been seeing is that Trump normalize, this is the word that they use, a lot of bigoted behavior towards women, towards minorities, towards this and that. And I get that he said a bunch of really shitty things that I personally would not have said. But here's the thing that I think a lot of people are forgetting. There is such a thing as the separation of powers. The president alone cannot just do and undo things at will. There's a lot of other moving parts in the government that prevent the president from having total power. It's not like tomorrow he's gonna make gay marriage punishable by death. That's what people were making videos crying hysterically, saying that they're so afraid that all of their rights are gonna be completely stripped away.
It has to be a joke. I do not believe this is happening. I'm literally about to fucking kill myself, and I'm not kidding. You better fucking fix this shit right now. I literally am gonna die. I need an ambulance. I can't.
And yes, I get that he might nominate some Supreme Court justices that are more of on the conservative side of things, and that concerns a lot of people. But this whole, and I get that there's the argument can be made that a lot of progress could be undone that way. But the thing I've been seeing the most is not so much that, it's, oh, Trump won, so everybody who is secretly an asshole is gonna be publicly an asshole now. Here's the main thing, here's the main problem I have with this theory. This idea that whoever we elect as president is going to completely shape the fabric of society, I don't think I buy that, because you know what? When people elected Obama, and a lot of folks were in a rush to say, hey, look, racism is gone because we elected a black president. A lot of people on the left were making exactly the argument I'm making right now. Hey, it doesn't work that way. It's not just because we have a president that is X, that doesn't mean that is entirely normalized now. So do you see what I'm saying? There seems to be a kind of a double standard here. The same people are now saying that because Trump was elected, the United States will become a nation of assholes. So which is it? Does the election of a president fundamentally change society? You can't have it both ways. My point is that social change, mostly when it comes to the behavior of regular everyday people, this comes from below. I don't think the president can change things enough that regular, well-meaning folk are just gonna turn into complete douchebags. I think that most of the social change that we want to see, like generally speaking, people being nicer to one another, that's ground level stuff. I don't think the president, government in general, can legislate that much. Finally, one thing I'm seeing a lot on social media especially is that the news commentators, the talking heads, the pundits are saying that the reason Trump won is because America is very sexist and racist and misogynist and Islamophobic and all this and that. It's almost like they didn't learn the lesson, because this whole modus operandi of bullying people into making the decisions you want, threatening them with these labels, oh, if you don't vote this way, if you don't go see this movie, you're a sexist, if you don't, it doesn't work anymore. I think people have had enough with that kind of cry bully tactic that's starting to backfire hilariously. I mean, Trump was elected, and I think in no small part due to people just constantly saying, just yelling that if you vote for Trump, you're a sexist. If you vote for Trump, you're this and that. There's tons of ways you can criticize Trump the idea of him as a president, the things that he proposed, there's lots of things to criticize. If all you're gonna talk about is that if you vote for this guy, you're a bad person, people will resent you so much that some might actually vote for the guy to spite you. That's what's fucked. People on the left, the media in general, seems to be doubling down on this. And again, that doesn't work so much anymore. Like I mentioned, Brexit, calling people racists and Islamophobics and xenophobes because they're voting a certain way didn't work then. The whole Ghostbusters fiasco, everybody bullying people to go see it, otherwise you hate women, didn't work because the movie flopped. Don't vote for Trump because if you do, you're crazy racist, apparently didn't work. So instead of doubling down on this kind of rhetoric, you know what? This kind of rhetoric got Trump in the fucking White House. You keep this up, what are you gonna see in 2020? Like fucking President Cthulhu. Stop it. Criticize the issues. Point out what he's doing that is crazy or that doesn't work. It's not viable. And there's tons. Look at his cabinet picks. That's just for starters. That's some crazy shit. That's my point. There's tons you can criticize Trump on. But this idea that you're gonna be able to revert this somehow by just shaming people into now seeing your point of view, how could you possibly, after Trump was elected, starting in January, you're not gonna be able to say the guy's name without president in front. After that happened, how do you still think you can shame people into doing what you want? We gotta win hearts and minds here. That doesn't work. That could work maybe up until right now. It's starting to not work anymore. You gotta take that shit back, get a refund. That tactic does not work, at least not anymore. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe, that kind of shit that every YouTuber always says at the end of their videos. There's a video here about some other thing I talked about. You can click somewhere here to subscribe. And yeah, that's everything. I'm Izzy and I'm done. This is going to be a complete toss-up because on a daily basis, and I think this is common for people who are more on the center of political issues, on a daily basis, I get called a leftist SJW, and sometimes like hours later, often as a reaction to the same video, I get called a conservative right-wing douchebag. So I'm honestly curious what people will make of this video because I'm criticizing the left, but at the same time, I'm clearly not a Trump fan. So I think to some people have this urge to put people in boxes, right? Like, okay, you said that thing, you're in this box. You said that thing, you're in this box. As though people are not complex individuals with nuanced points of view. No, for some people on the internet, you have to be able to categorize people, put them in the box, close the box, and that's that person. That's the label, that's who they are. This video is probably gonna send some people into a fucking tailspin.